The cortege with the royal standard still on its way down South Carriage Drive through the thick ranks of mourners at the south side of Hyde Park. The standard with the lilies on it and the fringe of ermine, heraldic ermine that is, a piece of linen sewn onto the royal standard with crosses on it to distinguish it from a normal standard. And inside the Abbey, still more guests arriving. There's Richard Branson, a close friend of the Princess, who's been talking publicly about her during the week. We saw earlier Baroness Thatcher. We saw a brief glimpse of William Hague, the new leader of the Conservative Party. Paddy Ashdown and his wife, the leader of the Liberal Democrats. The leaders of the main parties were asked on the basis that those who went to the cenotaph service in November would be here and not others. A state funeral of the kind we're accustomed to would have far more people in uniform than we have here. Just one or two people you see in uniform, but they're as private guests. But most of the people culled from a wide range. Robert Runcie, the Archbishop of Canterbury, coming in, who married them in St. Paul's, the Princess and the Prince of Wales 16 years ago, and will be taking part in this service today, reading some of the prayers. Virginia Bottomley behind, the former Secretary of State for Health. The Cabinet Secretary, Sir Robin Butler, the tall figure with the grey hair, coming in. And Bill Deeds there, just a brief glimpse. Robin Cook, the Foreign Secretary, and William Hague on his right, leader of the Conservative Party. Bill Deeds, with whom she did so much work for mines in recent months. And the charity workers are already assembling now, waiting to join the procession. John Prescott, the Deputy Leader of the Labour Party. Sir Edward Heath, the stooping figure there, just disappearing through the door of the gateway. When I say these names, it sounds as though this is a state funeral in the old sense, but of course these are the faces that we know. Many of the people among them are people who are just private friends of the Princess, or people who worked in her charities. But among them these distinguished figures, Lord Callaghan, the former Labour Prime Minister, Baroness Jay on the left, who's spoken often of the Princess. She worked with her in the black hat there. She worked with her in the AIDS charities and has talked about her work. Ivor Richards, Lord Richards, the leader of the Labour Party in the House of Lords. So there is a wide range of people coming here, and these other charity workers are gathering at the Mall. They're going into the road, Stableyard Road, from which they will emerge later to follow the cortege. They go round the back here, and when they come out, it'll be out of Marlborough Street onto the Mall. Each of the 110 charities that she supported, at one point she cut them back to half a dozen in the last year or so, but each of them has been invited to send 5 representatives here under the towering statue of Queen Victoria, who looks up the Mall towards Trafalgar Square. And all the time, at a slow pace, drawn by its 6 dark bay horses, with the rumble of the wheels and the click of their hooves, this sad procession works its way through London towards the Abbey. And as it goes, on each side, the crowds look and watch. Some take photographs, some pray, some are in tears. All of them come here simply to pay their homage, and thousands others there watching in Hyde Park on the television monitors. The father of Dodi Al-Fayed, Muhammad Al-Fayed, the owner of Harrods, the London store, whose son became a friend of the princess in the last months, and who buried his son at the Regent's Park Mosque on Sunday under Muslim tradition within 24 hours of their death together in that car crash in Paris. The Speaker of the House of Commons, Betty Boothroyd, applause for Pavarotti, who arrives, that unmistakable figure, who said earlier in the week that he was grieving too much to be able to come here, but then changed his mind. Though he won't be singing in the Abbey, unlike Elton John, of course, who will be singing the song that he specially wrote. Paddy Ashdown had been talking to people outside, and David Steele, the former leader of the Liberal Democrat Party. And these VIPs are being